Nice review. All of our basic training.
I love it.
Yay. So we're ready to get into the rib cage. And when I say lungs and ribs, I'm just kind of the entire upper torso. I'm emphasizing. And what we're going to do is start out in our sumo squat like we do. Nice and easy, sliding on in. And then I'm going to heel toe the feet together, and I'm going to come into a recline twist first and really get into, we can use our Chillaxin arms and really feel that lift through the chest. We're going to keep this nice long diagonal on the spine. We've been talking a lot about the ribs at the solar plexus, and if you lean back into a U, you flare out the ribs, but if you pull the crown of the head up to the back corner of the room, so the ribs can stay connected to the pubic bone and long through the kidneys, long through the middle of the back. And then we're going to come into our recline twist, so we're going to use our forearm press. Let's go ahead and lift the left leg up, roll into the outer edge of the right, and step. So we're stepping wide, which means we're stepping to the edge of the mat, and we're creating a figure four with our legs. Flex those right toes back. Yes. And now when we twist, we're going to look over the left shoulder, the opposite shoulder, and drop the hips. Now just feel the intercostals. Feel all those muscles in there that connect the rib cage to the torso. And just notice what that feels like to add the twist. And we can go really far into it and add a big twist, or just a little tiny twist and drop. Inhale, pick that foot up. Let's go to second side. Flex the toes back. Wiggle it around a little bit. Roll onto the outer edge of the left. Pick up the right and step all the way to the edge of the mat. And then look over the right shoulder to get the deep twist. So find your neck position here too. Where does the neck feel comfortable? Where do you want to take it so that the rib cage can be emphasized, so the neck can be neutral, but that wringing out of the spine is creating the twist. The gaze looks away from the knee. Beautiful. So we inhale, lift, and then exhale, drop, getting deep into the left oblique. And then we're going to inhale, pick up that leg. Come on back to center, reset, both feet together. Weeping willow, straight legs. Lifting up through the back of the head, right? Those hands are tractioning, the hands are working, pulling up and out. Yes. Self-massaging the back of the neck. Okay, beautiful. Let's step wide into our sumo squat. And we are going to come into our seated pigeon sequence. So make sure the swing is nice and low on your back to begin, because it's always going to ride up. You can always give it a little hop. Get the leg loops on. For now, just karate chop those puppies up there. We'll teach you how to do the core strengthening when we get to the lower body. But we get those on. And then we're going to come into the seated pigeon with some twists, with some extended leg twists. Now, I am always working the lower body with the upper body together. I'm just emphasizing the upper body for this sequence. So we're going to take our right foot and get it on top of the left leg. And in our seated pigeon, I like to use my Chillaxin arms. This gives me an opportunity to lean back, pushing the hips down. That's the key. And gently rocking from side to side, so you'll hear me say wagging the tail, so that left foot is just exploring in the space. Okay, great. Make sure that you're lifting up and out. Don't forget about supporting the head and neck, getting that tractioning through the occiput. And then from here, we're going to add a twist. So we're going to look, both elbows stack towards the right, and I look down underneath my armpit. So even this is great for the rib cage. So good for the lungs, opening up the lungs. And then from here, if I want to go further, I'm going to extend. So this could be a big stretch for the IT band, but I'm going to extend that right leg. And when I do that, I can tee the arms. So when I tee the arms, I'm going to reach for the toes, or I'm going to hold on to the actual leg loop, whichever one feels good, and you're going to deepen the twist. I'm looking down and underneath my armpit still. Yes. So it's really from the rib cage that we're initiating the twist. Go ahead and release. We're going to bend the knee, press the hips towards the sky. This is how we can open up the chest and lungs again. Hold on to the swing. I call it can opener with the knees bent here. Stacking the hips, pressing the hips up. Beautiful stroke. Can you feel how the neck is long now? It just kind of works in time where you can realize you don't have to kink the neck. Go ahead and drop the hips down. Let's go right into second side. Use your momentum to get the left foot on top. And just wag the tail. Press the back of the heart into the swing. Drop the hips. This dynamic tension of heavy the lower body and lifted in the upper body is what's lengthening the spine and creating space. It's very challenging at first to get that because the body's not used to this movement, but it is an incredible healer for back pain, both the upper and lower back. Okay, from here, we're going to go ahead and add a twist. So we're going to stack both elbows to the left and look underneath the armpit and just let that initiate from the intercostals, from the rib cage. And of course, you're opening up the hips here. We're so used to using the seated pigeon pose to open up the hips, but notice what happens in the upper body when we really work it. Straighten that left leg, slide it up, and then we're going to straighten the arms into a T. I'm going to reach for either my foot or the leg loop, whatever is available to me, and I'm going to press away. So when I press away, I'm deepening the twist. For comfort, I'm going to look down and underneath my armpit and let this initiate from the rib cage. Oh, so good. All the twists are so good for the lungs. All the chest openers will also benefit the lungs. So release nice and slow. Come on back down. Hold on to the swing. We're going to press the hips up. Lean back. Can opener. Just let that happen. Let that feel good. Open up the chest. You can't really isolate a part of the body, so the arms and shoulders are benefiting from this. The front of the neck is opening, and then we're getting all the way down into the ribs and lungs. Come on back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. We're going to release our seated pigeon. And we're going to just keep rolling with it to work the shoulders, okay? So in our shoulders, we're going to use our dancing Shiva sequence in order to open up. And this is going to be strong on the shoulders. This is about plugging the shoulders in and strengthening the shoulders as well as getting the stretch. Reaching for our knees, sliding up the leg loops as high as we can. We're going to go ahead and bicep curl up and straighten the legs out. And when we come into hummingbird, we're pressing the arms straight. So when I press my arms straight, I'm going to go ahead and sink my hips down. So really strong plugging in the shoulders. Now this can be challenging for people. They usually just do one arm at a time until they're able to get that lift and strength and leading with the chest, keeping the head over the body. So just try it. And then if you're up here, you can see how you start flapping. That's why I call it hummingbird. But if you sink down into it, it feels really good to get the shoulder blades on the back. Really good for the shoulders. Same with coming into skydiver and butterfly, which we just reviewed. So we're going to come right into our lounging sequence. Bend the right knee, roll onto the top of the left. Now, traditionally, you can see how this opens up the lower body. So we're working with the quad and the hip flexor, opening up the front of the spine. Keep the head directly over the spine and press the back arms straight. So you're holding on to both leg loops. So I'm pulling up with my front arm. So my right arm is in a bicep curl. My left arm is straight directly out of the shoulder. And then you can feel like, oh yeah, that's such a good shoulder opener. A little bit lower, so that's too high. Where's your shoulder? There you go. That's beautiful. Okay, let's go around to the other side. So sink back, round about, bend the left knee. Roll onto the top of the right and press. So you really want to lift with your left hand in a bicep curl to get the chest lifted and then press. Now, if you don't lift, people tend to head dive in this one quite a bit. So it's up through the front of the spine and then thumb up as well. Really important. This closes the shoulder, this opens the shoulder. Okay, so that is our lounging with extended arm. We're going to go back to the first side. So do a little roundabout. Bend the right knee, pull yourself up, straighten the back arm, roll onto the top of the left thigh. Most important to get that alignment first. And then from there, we're going to bend the knee and catch the foot. So it's thumb up, catching the arch side of the foot. Bend the knee and grab. Now this, you can tell, not only is it a great shoulder stretch, but you're getting a wonderful quad stretch as well. It looks great. Head back over the body using your bicep curl with the right hand to lift. Now if we want to go further, even deeper into the shoulder stretch, we're going to hook the elbow. When we hook the elbow, we have to pull the hand back up, right? So hand in line with the swing. And this opens the shoulders as well as getting deeper into the hip flexor. This is the full Shiva pose. This would be more of the advanced shoulder openers. Go ahead and release, nice and slow. You're spring loaded. Roll it back around. We have two legs, so let's go for it. Left knee bends. Roll onto the top of the right. Find your breath. Really straighten the arm first so you get the chest lifted. Bicep curl with the left hand once again. And now thumb up, straight arm, bend the knee, grab the foot on the inside, pull that up towards the leg loop. So maybe this is as far as you go, and I want you to pull your foot away from your heart. Oh my God, just even that. Such a great stretch, right? So I'm getting confirmation from that. So then we're like, Okay, bend the elbow. See if you can get the foot into the elbow crease, but then raise the hand to keep the shoulder open. So this is a deeper stretch. You'll notice that it's getting right into the quad and hip flexor. If it crunches your lower back, I want you to press your hip down and really lift through the chest. It's going to be a big bow through the spine. Release nice and slow. You're spring loaded. Take your time. Let's go ahead and pause there. We're going to come back into our swagger and do a little freeze frame from side to side. Let that feel good. So those are big shoulder openers. We're going to come back with the shoulder sequence that we learned in our advanced practice, just to give you some more variations. So we're going to index this and come right back for our AYRx upper body therapeutics. Either stay in Chillaxin or come on down to sumo and hang out here. We'll be right back.
From our sponsors.